Okay, let's get into it. We're talking about the narcissist basically leaving you, making you the plan B option while pursuing the worse or the less desirable choice, right? So they made you plan B and they went after what was, you know, let's say on paper and aesthetically not as to be desired. Let's say on paper everything checked out for you. But on the opposite side, what you saw them pursuing and putting you on the back burner for didn't make any sense, right? So we're gonna get into that and why that happens like that. First of all, there's like some people asking me about the Diddy situation. I haven't touched up on it, gotten too much into it. I mean, listen, I seen a interview a while back on Drink Champs or something that he was on with Fabulous. I heard some things about Diddy before. That I guess this is the new thing with Cassidy. So briefly, just a side note to speak on that. I was pretty much done and saw Diddy as suspect when, he was, constantly asking this other rapper artist why he didn't spend his birthday with him. And, Fabulous was like, I did, have share my birthday party or party with his. But when Diddy said, yeah, but you ain't party with me though. Like you ain't party with me though. Like you party, but we ain't party. I was done with, I knew something was up with that then. The way Diddy said that, never was a big Diddy fan anyway. So, but anyway, that was real sus. But anyway, I digress. Back to the message at hand. A lot of times with narcissists, they'll dabble into many different things. A lot of times when you take it personally and you're thinking that the narcissist is, choosing this person because they found something in them that you didn't have or you weren't good enough, that's not necessarily true. Narcissists can have it extremely good with you. They could have had the best thing they ever had with you, but will risk it all for the thrill or the newness of a new experience, of a different experience. They could be someone that they just feel like, ooh, I want to conquer them, or I want to sleep with them, or whatever. And the narcissist will get captivated. That's the difference between them and normal people. That's why with addictions too, with narcissists, they can pick up many different addictions. Drop one, pick up another one, drop that one, pick up another. They can do that, unlike normal people who form heavy dependencies and crutches upon these different substances and drugs. Narcissists, it alters. A lot of them like to drink, dabble in the different recreational drugs and so forth. But just as they get on one and they can get off, it depends on who they're hanging around too. So, for example, you didn't do drugs or anything like that. This new supply was very much so into a fluid lifestyle. Drugs, maybe they were in the swinger parties, all of that stuff, right? They like going swinging. And I'm not talking about the swings at the park, people. For those of you who, in the older generation and may not be hip to what I'm saying or on that, we're not talking about swings at a park. But anyway, and if you're from H-Town, we're not talking about swingers on cars either, but swinger parties where People swap couples and stuff like that. If you being with the narcissist, live a pretty standardized monogamous type of lifestyle, relationship type of thing, you're not going to be engaging into that. But see, the narcissist has so many different variations of desires and things that they are into, right? That they can be tempted by on a drop on any given whim, right? They could be watching TV and see something about swingers and it's like, ooh, I want to do that. And at first they'll try to maybe see if you're open to it, but they can pretty much tell if they've been with you a while and they know what you really stand firmly on. They got to keep that image in front of you. And if they know they're not going to get that, if they're presented with a situation of a new supply that they may run into, and they find out that that person is open to that, y'all have to understand the intensity of the urge and the rush that the narcissist gets, which makes them have tunnel vision towards not even considering the fact that they do have a good thing going for them in the first place. And this is why they will risk these situations in such a negligent way. And it spins your head like, wait a minute, you have a good thing here already, but you risk it. And this is what a lot of you scratch your head about. But that's one of the examples. This person is in the swinging, and the narcissist now has that burning desire to find out what that lifestyle is about. So now that this new supply that they ran into, the narcissist starts to paint a whole picture of them and this person having these wild escapades and stuff, going out, doing these swinger parties and all this stuff. And the desire for you disappears relatively quick. Risking whatever you thought you had with them is pretty easy to do at that point. I mean, it means nothing. Now they're thrill seekers, right? Narcissists, if it's a thrill, if it's something exciting and new, they're all in. And this new person can look like crap, right? As we said, aesthetically, they can look like crap. And on paper, they don't really have anything going for themselves. But the narcissist isn't concerned with that when it comes to what it is specifically that they are endeavoring to have with whatever urge or thing that they're seeking to get to experience. So if they're out to be living this swingers lifestyle all of a sudden, remember, they're very impressionable and easily influenced by things as well. So if the narcissist comes across something in that manner, in that way, hey, they may veer off to that other person now. Now, again, this is what you have to understand. It has nothing to do with, oh, you weren't good enough. It's just the way their brains are wired doesn't allow them to break down the risk assessments and stuff and the risk versus reward. It maps up differently for them at least. The math adds up totally different in their heads when they look at it. It is worth the risk to go on this because it's now they have another desire. Whatever is the driving desire force for the narcissist at the moment is what they'll pursue the hardest. And if that's something that they really want to get involved into or something that they'll get involved with that person. And it won't make any sense to you because you're looking at it from a normal minded perspective, right? You're looking at it from a sane minded person who would see it and be like, wait, you already have a good thing. You're going to mess that up for that? The narcissist basically sees everything as interchangeable. They can always get another situation like you in their minds. This is that unrealistic, detached, partially detached from reality, magical thinking that the narcissist have or has. And this is what's so mind-blowing and confusing, because in that aspect, they're not thinking rationally when they do these things. So a normal person would say, well, I'm going to risk this for this thrill and go just because I want to go be in some swinger thing. And I'm just using that for an example. It's many different, as you all know from your own experiences, there's many different settings and variations of how these things play out. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works with them. And so when you sit back and you start ruminating and thinking about all the things that went on and were you good enough and this and that, and it had nothing to do with that. You already lost before you started with the narcissist. You just didn't know it. So it really wouldn't have mattered how or what you would have did. Whatever they saw to replace you with, for whatever, what was going on in their minds, that's what they felt was going to be their next big thrill or fuel to push them on and to whatever new role they wanted to play or whatnot, or whatever experience they wanted to have at that moment. So don't get so caught up in the whole feeling as though you weren't enough, or you just didn't, you weren't lovable or desirable enough, as narcissists try to make people feel. That's not the case. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. One-on-one consultations, just click the link in the description box. I may post it in this video in the comment section. Shoot me an email and I'll get your information on times and availability. Anyway, have a good one.